So moving on, we've got Bane Sullivan from Kitware, working with cloud optimized GeoTIFFs with Django, doing tile serving and pyramiding. So we're just going to look at, I believe we have a video lined up for Bane, although I don't know if you're on audio, Bane, if you could introduce the video.
Yeah, I'm here. If the video works, that's fantastic, because I was able to condense everything down to 6 minutes in there. But yeah, I'm Bane Sullivan. I'm from Kitware. We work on a lot of open source software at Kitware, and particularly been working a lot of geospatial data cataloging and data delivery services lately. What I'm going to share in this lightning talk is about a dynamic tile server in Django. Yeah, and I guess I'll just let myself reintroduce myself in the video in a moment. Hi, everyone. My name is Bane Sullivan. I'm a research and development engineer at Kitware, and I've been working on a dynamic tile serving application in Django. It's an open source project available on GitHub at the link in the slides right there. I want to give a bit of context on dynamic tile serving before I jump into the specifics about the application I'm building. So dynamic tile serving allows you to serve imagery onto Slippy maps. When I say Slippy maps, think of things like Google Maps, but specifically it allows you to not do any sort of pre-processing of your imagery into different tiles, so that dynamic tile serving performs on-the-fly operations for things like rescaling, reprojection, and image encoding. It's highly efficient for cloud-optimized GeoTIFFs. Django Large Image is a Django application I'm building for doing this sort of dynamic tile serving. It's an abstraction of Large Image for Django REST framework. Large Image is a Kitware-built toolkit for extracting information from large image formats. And specifically, this application provides a handful of view set class mixins with different endpoints for performing tile serving, region of interest extraction, metadata extraction of both geospatial and medical image formats. What's really great about this application is it has a general interface for any storage backend. The API itself has a handful of different endpoints that you get for free when you mix in these view set classes to your view sets in your Django application or Django project. Specifically, I think the main one is tile serving, and that might be of interest to most people here, where you have the standard OGC tile serving endpoint where you have your zoom level X, Y, and then for Django Large Image, we have to specify a projection. It can perform other tasks like region of interest extraction, where you provide a bounding box of your image, or extract all the metadata about the image, produce things like thumbnails in different encodings, or probe for individual pixel locations and get all of the data across bands, whether that's in pixel coordinates or geospatial coordinates, as well as produce things like band histograms. All of these API features are documented in the Open API specification, which means you can render these really fantastic open Swagger pages where you can see all of the different endpoints you get, as well as the different query parameters that are available for all of them. So here on the right, we see the tiling endpoint. So you can see the zoom, X, Y, and then a handful of different styling parameters that are allowed to control which bands of the image you're looking at or create false color composite images. What's really great about Django is the pre-baked or sort of included admin interface, which allows you to go in and manage all of your data. And so in Django Large Image, I've included a sort of template that you can include into your admin views for any given model that allow you to do this sort of dynamic tile serving and viewing in the Django admin interface directly. And so also Django Large Image provides a handful of server rendered Django templates using Cesium.js and GeoJS for previewing your data interactively on a map. Cesium.js is really fantastic for doing geospatial tile serving and tile viewing. GeoJS is a Kitware-built web visualization framework, and it's really fantastic for visualizing medical images where you may not have a geospatial reference. Again, since we're following all of the OGC standards for the tile serving endpoints, you can connect to this tile server from just about anywhere. One of my favorites is from Jupyter using IPyLeaflet. And so here you can specify an IPyLeaflet tile layer, define your host, and then the prefix up to the endpoint, and then there's the ZXY and my projection. And just like that, you can have an interactive map of your raster data that are managed by your Django project, and then tiles are served dynamically into your tile viewer of choice, in this case, Jupyter. And so now I want to take a moment just to do a quick live demo of what this looks like in production. So here I am in an example Django project, and this is actually live for anyone to go check out at djangolargeimage.herokuapp.com. Specifically, this is the admin interface, which only I have access to, but here is just a simple file field on my model where I've uploaded this GeoTIFF raster of the San Francisco Bay Area. And in my admin interface, I've included that template where I can quickly come in and preview my tiles interactively, toggle the controls. So maybe I want to view a specific band. I can view the first channel, and maybe I want to color map this to a matplotlib Varitus color map, change my min and max maybe down to 150. And here is an example Swagger interface of the project where you can see all of the different endpoints that my image file model gets for free from Django Large Image. You can see a handful for extracting information about different bands, getting a histogram, or getting different metadata from the image, or getting the thumbnail in a JPEG or PNG format. Same with the tile serving, all kinds of different endpoints that you just get for free by mixing in these viewset classes. And that's Django Large Image. So thank you all for taking a moment to learn about this dynamic tile serving application I'm building in Django. Again, my name is Bane Sullivan, and I'm from Kitware. We love open source. We work on open source projects all the time, so please feel free to reach out. That's my email there, and then there's a general email for Kitware, which is kitware@kitware.com. And again, the code for this project is open source and on GitHub under the Girder organization under the repo name Django Large Image. Thank you all for listening today. Great, thanks everybody for listening. I'm around if there's any immediate questions, and I'll also be watching the Gitter.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bane. That was great. Great presentation. Yeah, do watch the Gitter, and I believe we probably will have time for a bit of Q&A at the tail end. In the interest of time, we'll just keep rolling forward, and then I do ask all the speakers if you can hang around and also watch Gitter, and hopefully we can get to some Q&A at the tail end. So